It's better for the barbed wire to be wasted, but you have information, than the barbed wire to be placed safely and you have no information. It's super crucial. That a lot of people don't pay attention to with barbed wire. What is going on, you guys? A21 Mayo here, and today I'm bringing episode number 32 of the Viewer VoD Review series. You can find links to all my social media as well as my Discord, Patreon, and tip video playlists down below in the description. I would greatly appreciate you guys go check out those links. And with all of that being said, let's jump into the VoD itself. Okay, so first thing that I'm seeing here is going prone behind this. Going prone behind here won't give you much cover since your body is prone. You're prone right now, and your body's going to be longer. So you're probably like your mid-torso down to your legs can probably be seen, especially if someone is pushed up on the boxes, which it's not uncommon for someone to be playing the stacks or the boxes in attic close to the wall that you're breaching. So what I would like to see you do from here on out is vault up onto the metal box that you're looking at here, and then crouch behind the blue box, because the blue box is not penetratable. You can't shoot through it. So that's much safer, and you have a lot more cover that way. So first thing that I'm seeing is vault up on this box, this the silver one here. Vault up on this box, and then you can crouch here where the X is at, and this gives you much more cover than just going prone back behind you to your left, because as I said, most of your body is going to be exposed. So I kind of wish you would pay.
Could be in open.
You should be paying attention to where your drone's at a little bit more. You have a drone still on your person, so what you should be doing here is leaving this drone T1 for the flank, because I'm not sure if there is another drone here. You haven't swapped between the other ones, so you don't really know if there is a drone or if there isn't for the flank. So either you leave this drone here and then you throw your second drone and then drone attic, or you check the drones that are already placed. There's 4 other drones on the map somewhere. Check if there's a T1 flank drone. If there is, great. Use this drone then to drone attic, but this drone should primarily be left for the flank.
It's a rook.
Especially if there isn't already a flank drone. Your team is actually already in attic. So...
In open or meeting.
Oh, actually, he's in meeting. Okay. Okay, you're droning way too much here. You should be fighting, wallbanging, droning, whatever it is. You should be doing something to help your team instead of droning attic, which for the most part is probably clear because one person already died, and that was from the buck, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So one person already died, and I'm gonna go under the assumption that it was attic, somewhere around that area. And then he got injured by the cabin meeting through the hatch, which is open. So you're the closest person to react to the cav. Or I should say one of them, because obviously your teammates are in meeting, fighting through the hatch, the aces. But you kind of, you need to open your ears up a little bit, because you knew that she is in meeting, and you know the position you're in, or at least a proximity of your position. So you should be reacting, even if you're not taking a direct gunfight, you should be wall banging a stage wall, T1, to make that cav feel pressure, just so that way you can maybe make her rotate, because you are pre-firing through a wall. So yeah, kind of not really listening to callouts here, and then you just walk right past the hatch without even giving it a thought of checking it, even after your team had called that there was a cabin meeting shooting through the hatch. So yeah, definitely need to be listening to callouts a lot more here, because that very easily could have gotten you killed or injured. So you know that there's a two kids, 1 gen, and then the cav is most likely rotating here, probably going to come up white stairs. So Alibi, Doc are in kids, Smoke was gen. There's another person in here.
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Did she already rotate? She did. Okay, never mind.
To the left hash. In generator area.
Four remaining.
If there's a smoke, last one should be the cab, most likely going to be rotating up either main stairs. She could be flanking as well, I was about to say.
Op 4 neutralized.
So the alibi rotated. I actually don't know where she rotated to. But she was in kids based off, again, process of elimination. That's something that I cover very heavily in the series. You saw the smoke, you saw the dock, you also heard the dock shoot a stim, and someone, someone's body, I guess, caught that stim. You know, you guys know what that sound is, where a dock shoots a stim and then there's like that little gush sound where when it hits the body. And the distance between the time that the dock had shot the stim and the gush sound, I guess you could call it, when it hit someone's body, it was a very short distance. So you knew that the dock alibi were in kids based off the dock using his stim. And then you knew that the smoke was top white gen area because you saw him on drone, obviously. So you know where 3 out of the 4 enemies are at. And then bringing back previous information from the round, the cav injuring the buck and also your teammates calling it out. She was either gonna rotate up one of the staircases on the map, white stairs, main stairs, tower stairs. So you pretty much know where everyone's at that certain moment when you were droning. But the big takeaway that you should be focusing on here, at least for this round, you should be focusing on callouts a lot more because, as I said, you walked right past the attic hatch and didn't even give it any attention. You just simply walked right by it. So. So far what I'm seeing, definitely pay attention to more callouts and also understand what position you're in. For example, the cav just sitting in meeting with no pressure being applied to her. I want to talk about your operator selection here really fast. So as we see, your team has an ace, an IQ, a buck, and a thatcher. And this is also after Buck lost his nades. So what I'm getting at here is your team has no explosive utility in order to deal with Goyo shields, Maestro cams, Malusis, things like that. I mean, you have no explosive utility. All you really have is Thatcher and Twitch drones to deal with, for example, a Maestro cam, but still, shields, Goyo shields, all of this other bulletproof utility that the defenders are most likely going to bring, you have absolutely no utility to deal with that. It's super important to always have a explosive utility operator. So nades, Ash, Zofia, those kind of operators that have long range explosive utility, it's really, really important, especially in the kind of utility soaking and utility dense meta that we are currently in within the game. Super, super important that you're bringing at least one, more comfortably 2, maybe even 3, like a Ash, Zofia, and then Sledge with nades. That's usually a pretty safe place to be in, especially when you have the Thatcher. Now, I'm assuming you're probably solo queuing, since your teammates are calling out in-game. But Twitch, not that great of a pick here. Just something I thought I should cover. As for more of you as an individual and your operator selection, and also for anyone that's watching the VoD. Very, very important that you have at least, and that's the bare minimum, more comfortably 2, maybe even 3 operators that could bring explosive utility. Okay, so you just saw someone on a cam and you're not calling it out. Even if it's not relative to the position that you and your team is in, it's always really good to just feed information. That should always be something in the back of your mind. Even if someone is on the other side of the map, that's still information that you should be relaying, because if, let's say, for example, it's a 3v3 situation and you see someone completely off site, you now have a 3v2 on site, so you could take those gunfights and take site control. So something that you should definitely be communicating to your team. Oh wow, it actually did fit through. Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. No, because you're solo queue. and you're not calling out. Whenever you speak, there's always your name on the right-hand side here. Your name always pops up. And you're getting all this information. Like, for example, 2 crucial pieces of information that you're not communicating at all is, firstly, obviously, Mozzie's somewhere in the attic, back attic. And secondly, this hatch is reinforced. Or, sorry, soft. It's not open, was what I'm trying to say. Previously, you had a Cavan meeting holding that hatch, holding the attic cross. And for anyone who plays Oregon, and you're attacking the kids' bomb site, the upstairs bomb site, if the attic hatch is not open, that's a huge advantage that you have to you and your team. Because you're taking 1, maybe 2 people on attic, 1 or 2 gunfights directly, if the hatch is closed. But if it is open, then now you have to worry about someone in attic and possibly someone in meeting if you don't drone it. So that hatch being unopened is a huge advantage that you have. That's one of the key elements to attacking. Or I guess I should say the first few steps of attacking the upstairs bomb site is definitely check for that hatch every single time you attack upstairs. It's such an important thing that very few people pay attention to, and it either ends up getting them killed or a teammate killed. Something that everyone needs to pay attention to.
You have located a bomb.
He's not attic. This is something that you should be communicating. Your teammate isn't communicating it either.
White. This is smoke.
That's all 4 bandits gone, by the way. 2 were on attic wall, 2 were on gen. The Thatcher destroyed the bandit flanked. So this is an issue that you also had in the first round, was staying on drones for too long. Especially, you had a little pause period. So I'm just going to go back here a little bit. You had a period where you paused in between your drone being shot, your first drone. And then you kind of just stood here for a second. Maybe took a gunfight. Yeah, you took a gunfight. And then you kind of just... You were just, like, chilling in attic. Now, this I can understand. Like, holding an angle maybe. But if you did want to drone and you ended up droning, that time you used to hold this angle here could have been used for pushing attic faster, which would have resulted in the bandit he would have flanked, but probably wouldn't have killed you, especially if you already in deep attic taking cover behind the half wall or whatever it may be. So yeah, this period where you kind of just stood here in tower, not really doing much, like there, for example, that could have been used for pushing attic faster.
Locate and defuse a bomb.
Alright, so your team actually won the last round, which is very good for you guys. That was kind of an unwinnable situation. I do believe it was a 3v5. I don't know what's going... Oh, she should be dead.
Setting up my replicator.
So, a little piece of information for whenever you are dealing with a clash, and for example, if you're a Capital or a Zofia, if you guys don't know, or actually a Callie now. If you guys don't know, Callie, if she shoots the shield, it will force it to the side, like how if you melee her. Zofia, same thing, if you concussion her, it will force your shield to the side, and then Capital, obviously, the flames burn the clash. But for those 3 kind of operators, now it might be a little hard later into the round, but we're 25 seconds into the round. And they don't know you have a Zofia. You haven't shot yet. And you haven't shown anyone else that you have a Zofia. So if you are in a position where you're either a Callie, Capital, or a Zofia early into the round and you have to deal with the clash, especially a very aggressive clash that doesn't really know how to play her, she's standing in the open, you should be hiding yourself. So what you could have done here was you could have shot your Zofia concussion over this cement stack here, and then it would have bounced off of where this X is at, and then it shot down and then concussed her, because it is a proximity based thing, so it doesn't have to travel all the way to the clash in order for it to detonate. So piece of information there. You quick peeked and then you notify the Clash that, hey, they have a Zofia, while also holding your grenade launcher out. Those are bad signs. Those are pieces of information that help the Clash more than they help you, because it shows that you're about to concussion her, which she can then prepare to turn her shield, or counter turn it, I guess you could say, for the fact that her shield is about to be pushed to the side. So little pieces of information that can help out a lot of people, whether you're playing the Clash or, again, Zofia, Kali, Capitao, and you're dealing with the Clash. Also, throughout these rounds, you obviously don't have the mic bug, which is when you don't hear your teammates or you can't communicate and they can't hear you. You can. It doesn't matter. You should be communicating, without a doubt. You are getting pieces of information during the round. You should be preparing and letting your teammates know, hey, I'm about to concussion this Clash. Let's start pre-firing, count it down, whatever you need to do. Because I'm looking at a free kill here. And the reason I'm looking at a free kill here is because I communicate what I'm about to do, when I'm about to do it, tell my teammates what to do, how to set up, things like that. Now, that's just my mind. I'm a little bit more advanced than I could say you are, and that's just comfortably me saying it. There's no ego thing with that. But little pieces of information here that you should be relaying to your team that will end up getting you this kill.
Setting up my replicator.
Oh man, what is going on here?
Smoke's still in there, and maybe Doc as well.
There's one to your left.
Clash.
Okay, early pick onto the smoke. That's a huge advantage.
Located.
There's still one here. There's still a Doc somewhere around. I believe he's on the right side. Or sorry, the left side. I could be wrong though. He could be through that doorway. You still have a drone, which is good. Your teammate is now droning. I'm assuming he's probably going to communicate what he sees. I just want to say something. I don't know why you tried to impact her. Directly impacts do 50 damage, I believe. I'm pretty confident with saying that. I know it does a good chunk of damage. I know Ash charges directly, like on top of you, do 90 damage. So yeah, I don't know why you're trying to impact her. You obviously won't kill her with one impact. You'll deal maybe a little bit of damage, but not worth it. Because now look at the situation you're in. Only two people that can deal with the shield now are Ace with his Selmas, and if Ayana has nades. And they're nowhere to be seen. I'm pretty sure Ace rotated earlier on into the round. And I want to say Thatcher and you are the only two people bunker side, so not looking good here. Not looking good.
Mozzie lit.
Flash dropped her shield.
Doc on site,
That isn't
and
good.
one pillar.
That's the
Last one on
Clash
site,
pillar.
last one on site.
He's still on
He's to
site.
your left. He's now an
Small
elbow?
box, I think.
He's an elbow. Is he? I want to say he's an
The
elbow.
diffuser has been recovered.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, just hold that.
No, he's back in sight. I could be wrong there. Lucky headshot.
Mission successful.
Well, I shouldn't say really lucky. I mean, in the situation you're in, that was kind of luck. You kind of had to take a guess there in terms of the gunfight. So, again, two things. I want to cover the fact that you are not communicating at all. And also... Now, I could be wrong on that. You could be in Discord and your mic's muted in shadow play. But I'm not seeing your name light up on the right side with crucial pieces of information. Again, for example, you were going to concuss the Clash. You did not communicate that. I was paying attention to the right side of the screen while you were concussioning. And also, you're not droning when you should be droning, and you're droning when you shouldn't be droning, if that makes sense. So allow me to explain a little bit. Last round, when you were attacking kids, you were over droning and you were taking too long to drone. When you have that hatch open, now this is hindsight, once you see this VoD, if you do, this review of the VoD, you should know now, from now on, if that hatch is closed, you should be playing a lot more aggressive on the attic map control, because now you only have to focus on one gunfight when you possibly had to focus on two. And unless you're like, I don't know, unless you have like aim hacks or something, you're probably not going to win both those gunfights. You might kill one, the other guy might refrag you. Anyways, you were over droning there. With your Twitch drone, after the Mozzie shot, I'm talking about last round, after your Mozzie shot the first drone, you should throw your drone in there immediately. Doesn't even matter if it gets shot, you just literally like suicide it into attic. That would have gotten you into attic so much faster, and that's a huge part of map control for a kid's attack. And during this round, when you finally got into bunker and you saw that your Thatcher, your teammate, established elbow control, which was where that shield was at, and that rotate, that's called elbow, that's what most people call it at least, and you're dealing with a clash there, you should throw your drone down, bait it out, so you don't throw your drone down and then immediately get on it, because if the enemy knows the sound cue of someone getting on their drone, then they will most likely swing you and kill you. But throw the drone down. If you still hear the clash there, that's fine. There's obviously an animation for her to actually kill you. She could zap you all she wants, but you should be droning those things out. And you had plenty of cover, plenty of flexibility in the map control bunker side to do whatever you needed to do, and you just weren't doing it. You were face checking way too much. There could have been someone playing tower stairs, there could have been someone Harry Potter, could have been someone close E-box, behind the pillar, close in the hallway, like on the left side. There's plenty of places that they could have been and been playing to kill you, and you didn't even check it. You just solely focus on the clash. So, as I said, you are droning when you shouldn't be droning, and you aren't droning when you should be droning. So, piece of information that you should definitely be picking up on there. Alright, let's see here. We are on the first round of defense. 3-0 on the scoreboard. I'm interested to see what you're going to do here with the utility that you have on the Jaeger. So, that was a completely fine ADS. This is not a good ADS. Definitely put this one in freezer. That is not a good ADS at all, because either way, it doesn't matter where they take, whether they take front sight, freezer, laundry, or they take big tower bunker control, they're still going to be able to see that ADS and shoot it, without a doubt. So, yeah, not a good ADS, especially when you don't have the Wamai on such a counter utility, I guess you could say, Jaeger and Wamai map, like Oregon. It is super utility dense, especially with the Wamai and the Jaeger. If you're not bringing both, and you're only bringing either Jaeger or Wamai, you need to be very, very careful with where you place your utility. In my opinion, you're not extended enough with it as well. Not a good piece of barbed wire. I mean, it depends if someone's playing pillar or not, because... okay, I'll explain why that's not a good piece of barbed wire if someone is playing pillar. So I'm sure we've all been in a gunfight where someone is head glitching the pillar's like railing. Let's see if I can get a good example of this with you playing. So here's a perfect example. So this railing here that I'm about to outline, I'm sure we've all experienced someone head glitching somewhere around there. If someone is allowed to go to those angles, and let's say you're not careful with the way you're rotating around the map, and you have no notification whether someone is on this staircase or not, that could be the difference between you and your teammate living or dying, or you living or dying. So very simple piece of barbed wire that could be the difference between a life or a death situation for someone trying to play pillar. If someone isn't going to play pillar, I mean, I would still prefer some piece of barbed wire or even a Legion mine or something up there, just so I know, okay, hey, someone is on big tower stairs, I need to be careful of this now. Because they can wide swing all the way in the left corner here, which I will give I will explain what I mean by that. So let me go back here a little bit more. As I stall and you turn again. Okay, I love myself. Alright, here we go. Now this is what I mean. Okay. Right here is what I'm talking about. Someone could crouch walk all the way down the stairs and then sit in that corner, cut off all of the backside rotation. All of it. Like, you cannot rotate back big tower stairs without crossing this person. And if you don't have any information that someone is sitting in that position, someone's most likely going to die. Unless they completely whiff all of the bullets and then you turn, one tap, flick them, or whatever. But the chances of that happening are lower than someone missing their shots. So, very, very important piece of barbed wire that is being missed here. But so far, utility, it's okay. It's not great. Could be better. Again, same thing. Now that I actually see a piece of barbed wire here, which, by the way, that's not a good piece of barbed wire either. You're allowing the attackers to take too much map control. It doesn't matter whether it's an inch or a mile. If you're on defense, you want to hold as much map control as you can. So it doesn't matter if... Yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's an inch or a mile. Like, you need to have some sort of information or notification that someone is playing a position. Because if you don't, again, if you want to rotate through somewhere or a portion of the map and you allowed someone to crouch walk down a set of stairs or crouch walk through a doorway and you have no information of that person being there, someone is going to die. It's almost a guarantee. So same thing with this piece of barbed wire. Someone can literally crouch walk all the way down here, not touch the barbed wire, and still hold an angle into freezer all the way to the elbow where you placed your set of barbed wire. And the same thing with yours. It is not extended enough. It doesn't matter if it's too extended, because at least now you know that someone is there, and hey, now it's a piece, it's in your mind where you need to be watching this area because someone broke or slapped a piece of barbed wire. It's better for the barbed wire to be wasted, but you have information, than the barbed wire to be placed safely and you have no information. It's super crucial. That a lot of people don't pay attention to with barbed wire.
You must protect your bombs from being defused by Op 4.
That's not yours.
Planting toxins.
Okay, so good, great. I love seeing that coming out of you. You notice that there's absolutely no purpose being served for my barbed wire being here, since there already is a set extended more towards the stairs. So you picked yours up, and I'm assuming you're probably going to put it pillar area somewhere. You could maybe put it in this hallway, this doorway here. That could be a good spot, or you could put an E-box door into the bomb site. But great, great pickup by you. You notice that your barbed wire really does not do much.
Is that a hard breach match?
I wouldn't have put it
I
there,
killed Ash.
in my opinion.
Oh, okay. Do you have a goo on main stairs? Like, will I know if they come down?
See, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier with the set of barb here, which is somewhere around there. Like, now you're forced to train your gun in this area, since you know that there's nothing there, or at least, yeah, there shouldn't be unless Legion put a goo there, but I don't think he did. Let's just go under the example that he did. Now you are forced to watch this area because you have no piece of utility to your advantage to let you know if someone's there. So now you know that they're in bunker because of the Ash using her Ash charge and also Legion killing the Ash. You know that at least one person was bunker, which was the Ash. There could be more, there couldn't be. You don't really know. But now, instead of focusing on bunker and allowing your barbed wire to do what it needs to do tower, if it was placed on the upper portion of it, now you're forced to watch two angles at once when you could have only been watching one, which would be bunker. These are little things in this game that not a lot of people pick up on. Like, the littlest things could be the difference between winning or losing a round or winning and losing a game.
Main, like laundry or back?
Yeah, sorry, laundry.
Yeah, I got a good laundry.
Okay, cool.
Now, in this position, you could just sit here on this side of the pillar, which you're doing now. You could sit here in safety, and you'll know when someone is pushing down the stairs because of the barbed wire shaking. But I think that's a little bit too late in my opinion, because I've played this area in specific pillar. I've played it in comp. I've played it in ranked. I kind of know. I don't know everything about this position and how to play it, but I know a decent amount. And I'm not trying to sound egotistical or something, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to help the viewer. I'm trying to help you guys, and I'm giving what information I have to help you guys. So, playing here is actually really good. Focusing on this angle and then allowing your barbed wire to do its job on the lower portion of the stairs. But again, you're putting yourself in a position that could be fixed and allow you to have a lot more flexibility in this position if you just place the barbed wire at the top. I know I keep going on a rant, or not necessarily a rant, but I'm kind of over explaining it, but I really want you guys to understand how important it is to do your job as the best you can. I believe that was bunker, if I'm not mistaken.
I think one hit might do on laundry.
Was that laundry? That sounded like tower.
Alright, guys, let me get a kill sound.
It sounded like tower or bunker. One of those two. Alright, so you know
Pumping.
that Callie's still backstairs? You don't... Okay, so bunker, tower. That's where the last two are at. You saw and you got into a gunfight with the Callie, big tower stairs, and also the bandit is in a gunfight with Ace. So you know that's an Ace and a Callie, and you know exactly where both of them are at. So now you should be positioning yourself around where the attackers are positioned. Well, this is looking like a little bit of a throw I've ever seen one.
Backstairs is Callie.
No reason to face check there. You saw that the Legion put a goo there.
Wait, freezer.
I'm not saying to completely like disregard that area, but I'm just saying that you have a piece of information that could be favorable to you by just looking for the goo and seeing if it's still there, and also where the goo would be. So that was Callie. Last one was Ace. Your team just killed both of them. Okay, so here I want to cover something with your playstyle. You were playing way too back and forth. You need to make up your mind. You're kind of getting low on time. A lot can happen in 1 minute of siege and a round. I mean, anything could happen. But you know what they're doing, and you know what they're probably going to do. They're either going to try to walk through the elbow wall, which was the second wall that Ace had breached, or they're going to try to walk through this door here, which you're holding now. So what you can do is play back laundry. Play the rotate. And then you can have your teammate play freezer. So that way you have a crossfire in both of the angles that the attackers can come through. The Legion is holding the main hallway push, which is over here through this wall, and also this door that you're holding through the freezer door. He won't have direct line of sight on this door, but he will see if they walk in deep into the bomb site. And obviously, everyone knows the sound of an attacker planting. So, and then you have the other breach. Are they going to rotate? Maybe, but probably not. Those are little assumptions that you can make and kind of make a checklist and check them off to see what they're going to do and probably what they want to do. So, with both of those positions, you and your teammate can cover a lot more map control than just sitting in the bomb site, because you don't actually have to be in an area in order to hold it. I think that's a huge misconception that a lot of people get in this game. You don't have to play one area to hold this area. You can play different angles, different positions just to control that area, because it's not about sitting in that area, it's about controlling it as a defender. Okay? Pog. But yeah, that's what I would do in this situation. Again, communicating is something that you definitely need to work on. Let me check for your name. Your name is Lux, I believe, right? It's something like looks. I didn't see your name pop up one time on the right side here, which is exactly where your teammate is talking right now, if you guys can see that, where this X is at. That's what I was looking for the entire game. I didn't hear it come through your mic, and I didn't see your name pop up. So, I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive that you didn't communicate. Now, you could have your mic muted or whatever it may be, but I didn't see, at least I didn't see your name pop up on the right side. So, communication, definitely something you need to be picking up on. Also, understanding the position that you're in when you're in it. I've kind of gone over this a little bit in other VOD reviews, but for example, the Twitch round where you had a Mozzie attic and the hatch was closed, that's a huge indication for you to play a little bit more aggressive on the attic player. Because now, you only have one gunfight to worry about when you could have had two if the hatch was open. So that's what I mean by being in a position, or knowing what position you're in when you are in that position. Knowing when you need to back up or play passive or play aggressive, things like that. And also, again, droning. I feel like you kind of over drone when you shouldn't be, and you don't drone when you should be droning. Those are the three main things that I can kind of discuss. Now, there's I have little nitpicking things like positioning, decision making, but I think that is something that you should worry about as you kind of progress, because those things will naturally get better the more repetitions and the more hours you put into the game. And that goes for anyone. If you want to get better at the game, the easiest and best way to do it is just play the game. I get that question asked all the time in my Twitch chat. But I think your main focus should be communication. No matter if you're 5-stack, 3-stack, duo queue, 4-stacked, solo queue, communication is so important. Feeding information is something that you're not doing. Again, could be wrong, but I'm almost positive you didn't communicate that much. So yeah, that's going to wrap up episode 32, I believe, that I said at the beginning. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was a very dense VOD review. I had a lot of fun reviewing it. I hope I helped some of you guys out that are watching this video. There was a lot of very crucial and kind of advanced pieces of information, especially with the barbed wire talk and what I discussed with that, that I hope you guys understood that as well. But yeah, that is going to wrap up episode 32 of the Viewer VOD Review series. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate the support. As I said at the beginning of the video, links to all my social media as well as my Discord, Patreon, and tip video playlist down below. I have over 40 different tip videos in the tip video playlist. So if you're ever struggling with a certain topic in Rainbow Six Siege, there are high chances I've made a video on that topic. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.